welcome to this Profit Protector Pro video. I'm going to talk you through automations. So you reach this by clicking the automations button in the top menu option. Now this is a super awesome feature, I think, because it basically allows you to say to Profit Protector Pro, when this happens, do this, and apply it to a specific listing. You can do it on a per ASIN basis. So the setup here looks very similar to Custom Strategies one if you've seen it. So first of all, you've got the automation name, the description, the last edited date. You can toggle it on and off whether you want it to be available to use to apply to an ASIN, and you have your edit button and your delete button as well. So to create a new one, all you need to do is click that button. Now you have two kind of setup methods that are available to you. One is the wizard, which is what Custom Strategies looks like, and then you've got Flow. So the way they work is effectively, it is the same. You're inputting the same information, and the outcome of what Profit Protector Pro will do based on what you tell it to is the same. It's just kind of a different way of inputting that information because, I say quite a lot about making it personal to you, and everyone works in different ways. So some people will prefer the wizard way and some people will prefer to use the Flow. So basically, I don't know if you can see here on the Flow, the first drop down here is kind of your condition. So you'll see it starts saying after automation has been active for, and you'll see here that that's the first option here, this first button. So all of the options on this drop down, if I was to click on it, would be these options here that you've got. So like I said, it's the same, it's just kind of a different visual representation of it so that some people might find the wizard better, some people might find the Flow better. So I'm going to go with the wizard. So question 1. So as I said, automations is a way for you to say, when this certain specific thing happens, this is what I want you to do. So what should happen for this automation to activate? So you have a few options. You have after the automation has been active for a certain amount of time. You've got when seller numbers increase to a certain amount and when seller numbers decrease to a certain amount. You've got when stock falls below X amount, when no sales have occurred for a certain amount of time, if buy box goes below minimum, and if buy box goes above maximum. So I am going to say, let's say, after the automation has been active for a certain amount of time, and then of course Profit Protector Pro needs to know after what period of time. So after what period of time do you want to change your strategy? And I'm going to say after 3 months. So month, and then obviously it needs to know how many, and then click next. So then you've said if this happens, so basically if it's been active for 3 months, but then Profit Protector Pro needs to know what you'd like it to do. So you've got lots of options. So you can say go to minimum, maximum, you can switch your strategy, you can match the buy box or other sellers low, mid and high price. And then you've got your currency and your percentage. So you can go over and under the buy box, other sellers low price, other sellers mid price, and other sellers high price. So I'm going to say that after 3 months, I want it to switch my strategy. I'm going to say FBA algorithmic strategy, and I'm going to choose, let's say, cautious sales enhancer. Now that might be the only thing that you want this automation to do, which would be absolutely fine. All you would say is no, I don't want to add another condition, and then you would save it, and that would be that. But I'm just going to show you a few more examples because obviously that's what I'm doing. I'm demonstrating automation. So do you want to add another condition? And I'm going to say yes. So let's think, what else, what should happen for this automation to activate? You could say, let's say, when seller numbers increase to a certain amount. Of course, Profit Protector Pro needs to know how many sellers. So let's say randomly 7 sellers. Click next. And then when seller numbers do increase to 7, what do you want it to do? So again, you've got all of your options. So I'm going to say when seller numbers increase to 7, I want to go to my maximum. And again, that could be it, but I'm going to show you some more examples. So yes, I want to add another condition. And let's think so a good example might be if you want you want to sell through some stock, you want to just get rid of it and you want to delete the listing. So when your stock falls below a certain amount, let's say 3. So when stock falls to 3, what do I want it to do? I'm going to say I want it to switch strategy, FBA strategy, and I want it to go to super aggressive dominator because when there's only 3 left, I just want to get rid of them so that I can close the listing. There might be a reason that, I don't want to restock that item, super aggressive dominator. So then that's done. And now I'm going to say, no, I don't want to add any more. I'm finished. Then of course you need to name your automation. And then the description automatically populates with basically what you've input into that automation. So after the automation has been active for 3 months, switch the strategy to cautious sales enhancer. When seller numbers increase to 7, go to max. And when stock falls below 3, switch the strategy to super aggressive dominator. And then once you're done, obviously you can edit this if you wanted, so you can add more text in there. And then just click save. And then you'll see it says automation was saved successfully, and that's appeared at the bottom here. Now it's toggled on. So what this means is then if I go to my inventory, I'm just going to refresh it. You'll have seen you have obviously the strategy one, and then you have the automation one. And you'll see that now that webinar automation, that one that I've just created, is available. So I can select that and apply that to this ASIN, because obviously the reason that you've created an automation in the first place might be that you want to apply it to certain ASINs. So that's why this feature is so exciting, because it means that I can now go through and I think, right, for some reason, you know, that's the automation that I wanted to create for this one. So I can apply that here, and I can, you know, do it straight from the drop down in my inventory. So that's automations. As I said, you can reach it just by clicking automations at the top there. It will open up any that you've already created, and just click new automation and choose your setup method to go through and create your own automation. Any questions, just drop an email to info@profitprotectorpro.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.